Right, here we go. Here's the stop coming in. Are we going to take this? Probably not. We need to start tuning in here. Here's the sell off. Try and see if we can front run some more just down here to see what it's going to look like, if we're going to get run over or not. We need to turn on tick strike as well. So we're going to trade this, guys, and see if we can, what the order flow looks like when it goes down here. We've had this slap. I'm going to turn on tick strike very quickly, just the ES one, so we've not got all the tons of news and pinging in the stream. So I've instantly seen this sweep. So we want to see if we can get a push down to this level. So 22 and a half. I want to see if we can get filled down here. We'd love to see a huge drop down into this level, and then we'll monitor it, but we maybe not get there. I'm never a fan of this, of taking the second sweep like this, to be honest, and I should have adjusted my setup here. So my apologies for the stream confusion, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're planting an order out down here to see if we can get some action into it. If we don't get there prior to the news coming out, we'll probably pull it. I would like to see us. Honestly, I missed the move, but this second sweep down into this level is not the most appealing, except we're getting it. So how are you guys doing today? What's happening? Apologies for the confusion with the stream. I was basically mashing buttons, trying to be smart and do the schedule thing, but then didn't execute properly. The stream execution was about as good as my execution for trading today. Oh god. Right. Okay, let's see what this looks like when we continue to break down here. This is why I was thinking the first sweep was not so appealing. Okay, let's see if we can crack this level down here, and then we can get out for a quick 20. That would be nice if we could do that. And it's 22 and a half. We've got orders laying right just beside these large orders. We'll see. We maybe take. Well, if we get run over here, we get run over, right? But still a V. How's everyone's day been? What's been happening? You guys been trading? Some of the worst price action known to man. We want to see this aggressively hit into the bid. This is looking quite good to sell off here, but you know, we've been in this range the whole day, right? So I'm expecting us to go down, hopefully hit this aggressive into this level. If we start going down and pulling back and stuff, I'm not interested in taking the first hit of the previous day low. But I would like to see us go down, and we can try and take 15-20 straight off the bat. We'll see how it looks, and we'll maybe add. But this is, buyers are defending at the moment. NQ is the one leading. How's everyone's trading today? Did anyone make any money? Because if you did, good job. Because I traded like a muppet today. Started to preempt instead of being reactive. This was the trade of the day, to be honest, where the breakout of the overnight low and straight back up in. So you had to be quick with it, but it's nice when the market does that. This is why if this was the first time doing this, I would be bidding here, but you stopped out, lost trying to long, only for a go back. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I get chopped up as well today, right? It's absolutely shocking price action. The only thing I would say is when you do have days like this, when there's volatility going to come in, it's going to go one way, to be honest with you. So if some size aggressively comes in here, we've got our orders lane here, down here. And if we do break this level and sweep up, it should be quick and painless, but obviously when you're doing this, you're going to run the risk of getting run over. But it's been probably the best opportunity all day. But yeah, well done on not losing so much, to be honest. Because a day like today is a day where you should be preserving your capital, right? Here we go, this should be going now. Some size come in, they're also trying to stack the offer here. Let's see if they can aggressively take it out. We're going to refresh the delta as well. There we go. Okay, let's see what this looks like going down here. Okay, some really aggressive selling. We want to see this come down really aggressive interlevel here. Just a little bit more, please. See this instant sweep of this level. Essentially buying a dropping knife here, but got 3 coins back, so then had to cut it 4, so lost quick. If I had 1. Yeah, exactly, Tonya. Exactly. Nicely done though, and taking action quickly on it. Right, we want to see this aggressively hit in here. We don't want to see absorption. We want to see it smash into level, and we're going to see if this is going to capitulate and run us through. So we're definitely seeing everything tick down at the moment. No, don't go without us, please, market. Honestly, it's difficult beast to deal with is the market. Lay their orders out on, and in the time that it does go down, it would just run you over. You know. This is the definition of them working the bid down now, right? I wanted this to happen really before the news. There we go, there's the size coming in on the bid now. Did anyone take any positions today? Let me know if you guys hear the ticking, if it's annoying or not. It's going right back into the range. No. We were close, but no cigar, sadly. Trade's no longer on now. So we'll see. I don't think leaving the order there is probably the best way to do it right now. We'll see what happens. There's news going to come out in the next 15 minutes. I would love to get filled down at that order though. And we are seeing NQ going. It was just so we're aware, previous day low. It's 22s. We'll leave it in. See if we can get some movement in the next 10 minutes, but if I'm asking too much, to be honest. So, positions, what did you guys take? Here we go. Let's see if we can come down and sweep through this level, and then the first initial hit we have a bigger retracement, and then we can be done. I would like to have this to happen in the next 12 minutes, to be honest, before the news, but I could be asking a little bit much from the market, to be fair. So I want I want about 22s here, roughly 22. I mean, it's roughly about this area here we want to get filled on. So we want to see this size come down here in the next probably 5-6 minutes, aggressively hit it, and then sweep back up. We do run the risk here of being absolutely run over, right? Because the market's aggressively dropping, but it's never really going to bash right through yesterday's low with all this, just all these levels. You're normally going to see some sweeps and returns back, you know. So it's at a 22 and a quarter. I would probably say it's like 23 to 22 is roughly where we're looking to get in, but as I say, before the minutes come in, we need to see how everything does. Nicely done, man. Nicely done. Yeah, that was a good. That's the type of volume we've been wanting all day. To be fair, it's been 4 or 5 ticks, pretty simple. And typically, when the market's in the range like this, you know, it needs to break out one way, right? But very much when the market, you know, dumps, then because we've been in a balanced day like this, I expect us to, you know, snap down and then reverse back. But I'm just hoping it. I would rather it wait till we sweep the low or I miss the trade, to be honest. Let's see. Yes, are you previous day open? I have previous day close up here. Previous day close at about 44. This is ES I'm talking about, mind you. I'm not sure if you're referring to NQ. Previous day lows down here. Then we've got the IBL extension. I mean, the IBL extension, the fact it's, you know, double extension is absolutely meaningless considering, you know, we did absolutely nothing for the first few hours. So typically when the market does this, right, you're going to have some movement in the PM session. So yeah, so we've got previous day lows, so we'll see what we can do here, right? I don't know if I'm going to hold. I'm not probably going to hold this into the minutes, but I don't really expect too much to happen, to be honest. It's not like the Fed's going to come out and say we're going to cut today or next week or whatever. Exactly, exactly my point. So I'm looking to capitalize on it, but I still think they can come down here. So we'll see if we can get in one contract start, and then we'll maybe scale in depending on. Obviously, I'm not wanting to lay out a couple of contracts here because you do the thing is, you're never going to know, right? Is when they sweep this level, how aggressive are they going to hit into it? You know, they can easily tank it, 15, 20 ticks. Don't think they'll do that considering we just went a straight line down, but we shall see. No extended, yeah, nice. Nice one. Yeah, so we closed, let me just make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, so we closed in Monday's traded out area despite the value area being down here. Honestly, let me go back a little bit. There we go. We'll leave that like that. Yeah, this is a good area to be honest, down here. So we'll see if the market wants to run it or not. So I hope you guys had a good session. If you did trade it, I used quite a lot of my bullets this morning on this. Then I switched after I took a couple of L's in here. Didn't take full stops, mind you. Um, but like here, for example, short was expecting to get a dump down to like, at least point of control, and then we just reversed back up, took a stop. I don't think I really bought it, and then I switched to treasuries and then missed this. So this one's a prop account. I traded my own account this morning and lost. So which is great. Yeah, I think I'm down about 350 for the day. So that's okay. I don't tend to have many losing days, to be honest with you. So as long as I keep it manageable, then I'm happy. Losing is fine. Bit annoyed that I had so many attempts at the trades, whereas if I just waited, this c'est la vie, everyone goes through that, right? I use both. I use both Apex and Top Step. I would say Apex has got better rules. Top Step is easier to just take, one trade a day. To be honest, because they don't have the a minimum per day you need to make, and then you need to trade the 10 trading days. So, but you just can't hold any trades with Apex, obviously, because you get absolutely punished to do so. Um, not they are what they are. Prop firms, they provide their advantage. Right, I've got news in 4 minutes. Are we going to pull this before the news? I think we are. So there's another thing you'll notice as well. I'm just going to clear this. When the news comes out, you'll notice all the orders are pulled. This is why the news drives things bananas, because you'll notice like a minute before the news that these will be minus on both sides, which only really happens when there's news. It just means that all the orders are being pulled. I've got three with each. I would say, right, this is not going to go down there, right? We're not going to hold this into news. Yeah, I mean the prop firms. The thing is, right? Prop firms are just not like real trading conditions, um, because they essentially your account shrinks as it grows. You know, you make 2k, you lose 2k, you break even in normal trading, but you're out with them. So they're just difficult conditions, to be honest with you. So that's why people strategy hop a lot because they're with these firms. I'm going to turn this ticking down. It's annoying me. There we go. So people strategy hop when they're with these firms just simply because they they lose a challenge, they feel bad about it, and then they blame the challenge. But these prop firms are it's an insurance and casino model, right? You know, so you need to be aware of that. Like they're designed so you don't pass. To be honest, it's a good business model, but they're there to be utilized for sure. I would say that if you are profitable trading, right, and you've already got that sewn up and sorted, you need to go to a firm where the payout options are relatively favourable. Because in my opinion, Apex is so bait and switch, to be honest with you. And I also don't really like that the largest streamers just absolutely hammer their affiliate codes. You know, but that's just the way it is, to be honest with you. But the thing is, if you trade prop and you take the same risk and you manage it properly, it's the same as a personal account, right? You need to set your. If you can't do it in a prop account, you're not going to be able to do it in a live account. To be honest with you, so it's a good stepping stone to learn. Yep, I do. That's one of the advantages. And with Sierra, here we go. There's the news. Is anything happening? Okay. Let's see. Can we're just not going to crack that low, are we? It's such a shame. Let's let's see. Okay, here we go. It's unbelievable. Oh, they missed it by a tick anyway. Honestly, man. They do it every time. I'd have missed it by a tick, right? Because I'm trying to make myself feel better here because my order was here, and it just missed it. Fuck. Well, at least to see that the trade thesis was spot on, right? And that's it. That would be you done. Nightmare. Honestly. So we need to put that one down to pull in the order. It's a good thing for you guys to journal. If you don't journal it, is how often if you pull trades. It's a good one to start journaling. But literally ticked the low by it. I didn't actually, just right before it, but it was close. Did any of you guys catch that? Did anyone take that trade? At least there's some volume this evening, which is good. We're going to clear here. Okay, Okay, we're getting ready to see what's going to go on here. We're going to hit this. Wow. This is dumping hard. Let's see if we get run over, guys. Absolutely run over. Wow. There we go, guys. Run over. Run over. This is absolute capitulation. It's a good bounce, to be honest. I shouldn't have taken the second option on it, right? That's what happens. And now we are pretty much in no man's land right now. We're just going back to last week's high volume area and then sweeping. Whoa, what's going on here? So now we're pretty much just in no man's land, right? We could go back up and sweep here, but now we've taken the low. And that's what happens sometimes when you're trying to time these, you're going to get run over. Was a good bounce. And see, this is the hard part, right? When you're seeing this and it sweeps the low and there's some volume coming in, you've got absolutely no idea how far they're going to drill this, right? They've just absolutely drilled it there like 30 ticks. And now we're now back in the range. So right idea, you know, when it snapped back, we expected the bigger push up. Didn't get it. Just timed it wrong. C'est la vie. Yeah, the second one's good too, but my execution was poor. When if you wind that back and have a look at it, we did hit there, and then we saw some orders flow in, and we did have a snap back, and then it just instantly the bid was hit into, right. I know that's the trade there. But the thing is, when you're taking these, when you're fading these like this, you're going to get run over, right? But when you do get it right like this, you should be taking a fair wedge out of the market. Well done. Good job. I'll need to have a look at that and see the amount of buying that was executed here actually. But yeah, it's really going. See, now there's so many people stopping out because you've got everyone that's steamed in short there. It's a double way. And obviously this is going to happen. You're pretty much having all of the morning session volume carried out in the space now of like a couple hours. So hopefully you guys Took the trade there and executed well. Wow, if you caught that there, that was nice. I mean, you've probably got a good 30 ticks there with no pain. Nicely done. We'll wait and see if we get any more opportunities, but the market should not really be returning below this low if the market's to go bid now, right? But then we have spent so much time up here. If we have one last sweep at this level down here and we don't break, then it's got the potential to go back up. But considering we've spent the whole day up here, you know, the market's already traded, really traded out this area up here. This level. Nice. Nicely done. Nicely done, guys. It's good to see they executed better than me, because I did not. I'll need to actually review that. I'll run it over after the stream and see. I think we got out pretty quickly as well. I think we took 10 ticks loss, so which is super manageable. Because when you catch that right, you're taking 20, 30 ticks when the market's like this. So if we do go down here and hit this level and we don't break again, the next opportunity for me is with this large order was taken at the low. If we have our sweep at the low and we don't take it, then we'll maybe try and target back up here, or if we get back down here to sort of break. But we are a bit in no man's land at the minute. If you took the long down this range, you should be out by now. Like that was your trade, right? One sweep the low slash high, get into trade with stop loss below. Exactly, exactly. That's precisely it, right? When it does the sweep, the hardest part is knowing how far they're going to drill it. That's the hardest part. But if you can time that correctly with the order flow, actually looking at it, I can see now all of the buying that came in here. Pretty much, this was the entry, this level here. You know, I need to look back to see where I entered. I think I entered here and get stopped out of it here. I need to have a look and see. And the thing is, I lose as much as everyone else, right? The objective of obviously is when you guys lose, you shouldn't be, you know, say for example you get in with that and you just don't have a stop, you got rewarded here, but there'll be times where you'll just go in here with that and it'll just completely drop, and then before you know it your account's dust. So you need to be really cautious with these trades. They are high risk, high reward ones, right? And they're normally not as aggressive as this. This is kind of a special day, if I'm honest. Oh, you took the 10 AM sweep. Nice, nice. I actually missed. This was a great sweep here. And then last night, overnight session, we swept the overnight high and then sold off the whole day, you know? So I was looking at this was the trade today that I didn't take. This one wasn't aggressive, gave you a nice sweep of this level, you know, and you get in and you're back up there. That was really the trade of the day. This one, to be honest, is clutching at straws, to be fair. Because now the fact that we've really traded out this area today and there's been tons of volume up here, you know, the market's clearly in price discovery mode at the moment. So, you know, it should be slicing through here if we can get to this level and potentially hold, but we should see some aggression into the bid and this should sweep through right now. Oh, it's been held. Okay, so the market should really not be returning back here. And then Q's bidding up as well. We need this level ultimately to crack. But as I say, you're really in just sort of price discovery at the moment. That's the problem. You know, if they pull the bids here, this will just capitulate again. Same speed. And you can see now they're engineering some liquidity here to try and cause more selling. So we'll see how they do it. If it breaks here, then this is a key point. If it breaks this level. Transitioning watch for your last week. It was awesome. Nice. No, I'm more Dom, to be honest with you. But to be fair, when the market's like this, this is a special day we're in. We're just capitulated. You know, I'm thinking right now the trade is if we can hold above this level here, right, which is the previous day's low, then we've got a chance of going bid. NQ is taking the market up, so the trade could be take a position here, stops really tight below here. But if we look at Delta, I mean, there's not really any real buying it come in. It's just more absorption on the bid. Hey buddy, how's it going? So we need to see buyers becoming a little bit more aggressive. Um, I think ultimately if price breaks, we'll exchange copy or line here. Copy and move. If the market breaks here, then you know we're going to see a capitulation again for shorts and price back down here because the buyers are defending the previous day low at the moment. But then again, they're doing it with absorption. They're not really there's not really fresh. There's not really a lot of fresh buying coming in at the minute. That's overpowering the sellers anyway. So we need to be cautious right now. If they can crack here, then we'll potentially try and re-challenge. This actually looks not too bad, but I think again I'm kind of would I take this and if I wasn't looking at the charts right now? Probably not. But the trade ultimately is dead below 21.5. The trade's dead. You just see the bid was aggressively pulled there, and this they're holding here. If they crack this level, yeah, so they're really holding this. Wow. Notice how the whole market's ticking down as well for correlations, right? There's NQ going. So if we can take this out with some size, and notice as well that the sellers are the ones that are being aggressive with market orders at the moment. The buyers are the ones that are doing all the absorbing right now. So in order for this to even consider going up, buyers are going to need to start stepping in. Yeah, exactly. So there's a video. I think there's one actually in the description. Jason, it's how do you want to learn how to read the DOM? There's also a playlist that explains it all on how to read it. But yeah, this is not looking great for buyers right now, considering there's just no buyer aggression. You know, they're going to need to start getting aggressive in order to lift this up. You know, we are seeing all equities tick down at the minute. If NQ can go here, then we'll see this tick down more. And we'll see what happens if we do get down to this low. Yeah, we're not really catching any ticks today, mate. We're giving away ticks today. But that's okay. Hard market conditions today, man. Really hard. So there we go. There's the selling. Let's see if we can crack here. Yeah, everything is ticking down. This should actually be going right now. Again, ES with the standard 3-4 uptick. Well, the market's aggressively going down at the minute like this, just the correlations across the board. You need to be very, very cautious, considering the market's now just failed to hold the previous day low. So you've got all of these people here that were buying. If the buyers start pulling, and sellers then start to get even more aggressive, we're going to see some long liquidations for everyone that bought here trying to defend the previous day low. There we go. Is anyone short at the moment? Has anyone been selling this on the way down? Look how much buyers are trying to hold this up here. They're really, really trying. And Delta is starting to trickle off a little bit. As I say, just be careful if you're in any positions at the minute. To be honest with you, it's not the easiest right now. When the market is in price discovery like this, you're going to see action. If you've not liked the stream, guys, make sure and like it for me. Appreciate that. If you've not yet subscribed, while you're out doing that, if you can hit the subscribe button, helps out the channel a ton. Right, here we go. Second sweep of the level. Are we just going to absolutely capitulate? I mean, this is just really, really... Delta is aggressively coming in. Right, we're going to try again. If I can clear this. Let's see if the buyers can hold here. And they cannot. This should be going right now. There we go. What a capitulation we're having here, boys and girls. Absolute capitulation. For Brazilian futures. So let's actually make this large at the moment and have a wider look, see what we can see. Okay, so this is currently the setup. At the start of the week, if you watch the streams, we said that we're probably going to go down and fill out this low volume area, right? And the thing is, with the market, we've just traded out here, okay, and now we're going down. Normally the first retest of low volume areas in general, you tend to then get a bounce back up. But the trouble is, because there's not a lot of volume carried out here, if sellers do decide to get aggressive, this is not going to hold a lot, because your next target, it's really going to stop price, is going to be, you know, roughly around about here, you know, this sort of range roughly, you know. So you need to be super cautious, and if you are taking any counter trend trades to this, you need to be in and out, just as a main setup. But there. But good, it's nice to have a bit of action for the stream. What Brazilian futures is? Really? I can't say I've ever traded Brazilian futures, mate. Did anyone take that at all? Now we've just had some buying come in, which is good there. You're long from 13.25. Good entry, man. Good entry. And we're gonna clear, and we'll put your trade on the light. Let's put this mark down to 13.25 is where your entry is. So you've got a nice little bit. You want to see the bid being defended right now. And NQ needs to start ticking up. Wow, look at the size that just came in NQ that dragged the whole market up there. There you go. If the offer starts to get pulled here, this could be going pretty quickly. You need 17.5s to break. Alright. Stop at the lows. Scale half. No, you don't need. I don't think there's a criteria, to be honest with you. To start streaming, you don't need 1,000 or anything. So it's 14.25 your entry top tick here. Okay. Okay, you need this level to start being defended. NQ is the one that's dropping. No, this is not good right now. If the market, I would say, if the market continues to break here, then I would just flatten. Okay, let's see if we can catch a bid here. We need the offer to be pulled. It's just not been pulled. So you can see right now that basically any selling that's going into the market, the buyers are basically feeling it. To be honest with you, you can see that market's just aggressively dropped there, and there's not been a huge amount of delta, which means the bid is pretty weak. And this is the reason why I was skeptical to take this trade. So when you've really traded out this area and the market's aggressively dropping, we're just in price discovery right now. Stopped. Yeah, it's all good, man. I took a stop earlier. So let's see, next target. Where are they going to drive it down to? I mean, this is just absolute free fall right now, right? It's nicer when the market's in balance. But notice the correlation as well, just everything is dropping. And NQ is the one it's ticking up, so it's taking the market. There we go. Wow, didn't know that, mate. That's interesting. What about, you're talking about contracts traded though, what about actual volume of money? Like, is the CME and stuff not the highest? Look at Russell, it's just dumping. It's a rough day for the long-term buyers, isn't it? For the buy and hold dudes. Mm, 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 mm. Action. Action we're certainly having today. Not sure I would be taking any form of buying right now. We are just completely now out of whack. And again, I'll reiterate the price discovery mode. See, the thing that I'm actually not a fan when the market is this one directional like this, just simply because if you're not in the direction, you're chalked. you know, typically. Any sort of bid right now has just been chewed, so you need to see buyers really starting to get aggressive because we're negative 10k delta right now. See, we've now been like straight down now for approximately an hour. Yeah. So normally we should be expecting a retracement at some point. Let me know if you guys are in any positions. What's happening? As we see, if we zoom out here and just have a look as to where we're at, so you can see that these lines I've got is a sort of support and resistance lines. I have it's an algorithm that draws them. It's based on Fibonacci lines, extensions, pivots. everything along those lines. And right now we're filling out this low volume area here. So the trouble is, because this has not been really traded out from last week, the market could just aggressively take this. And as I said, the next stop, I don't even know what this I think this is a rectangle sweep from a previous day, to be honest with you, which I'm not looking at. So we'll see what we think's gonna happen. So I'm zooming this out so you guys can see roughly where the market's at, because we're in price discovery at the moment. And we have approximately an hour and a half left of trading for the day. But yeah, we need to see the offer. The only chance that this is going to even consider to take this back is the offer needs to be pulled. Simply, and it's just not being pulled at the moment. The bid has been pulled, and basically buyers are really feeling any sort of aggression into the bid. And this is the thing, it's not as if there's been tons of selling, to be honest with you. This has actually just been long liquidation. Here we go. ZenQ is bidding up. You see the amount of absorption though is still happening on the offer, you know. And it's sweeping through prices as well. Not ideal. So you can see there that the contracts are trading on Delta. There we go. Is anyone in any positions at the moment? But yeah, difficult conditions, man. So I wouldn't feel bad at all if you're losing during days like this. I mean, you need to either short to continue the trend, or you need to basically try and time a reversal, right? And this is difficult either way. I think honestly, it's just my opinion. These type of markets, it's almost just better to just not trade when it's in complete price discovery mode. I'm not talking about when we had a sweep that we had drawn earlier. That was good, and then to be honest with you, taking the second hit of it was kind of unnecessary. It was good if you got it. I mean, to be honest with you, taking a position right now, there's no real edge here, right? I mean, ultimately, the only position I would be looking to take would be long, because we need to try and have a correction here. But it's not as if it's clear cut. Sorry, trader. I don't know what you're meaning, buddy. If you could rephrase that for me. You shorted at 5316. There we go. This is exactly why you're struggling to take positions on this, right? It's difficult. So here we go. So we're now continuing to go down and fill out this area. In essence, we're seeing the whole equities tick down though, right? And NQ obviously is the wild one. So anytime it bids up, everything else is what we're essentially seeing is NQ leading the market. We're seeing other equities tick up at the same time. Then we're just continually seeing the offer being absorbed and then feathering into the bid. And anytime that's happening, it's just sweeping through prices because the bid is weak, you know. It's essentially the action that's going on in the DOM across the board right now, and NQ is leading the way. We're not here to predict anything, mate. We're here to observe the order flow and give you the best opportunity to actually take a position. When the market is like this, when the volatility is higher, right? You're literally just guessing, you know. And currently, what's happening right now is the offer right now is absorbing, and any selling into the bid is just sweeping prices, you know. You can see that by the delta. There's not that much aggression in sellers, but it's just a weak bid. But then right now, if you know that, would you still be selling right now? Where are you targeting? The market's already absolutely plummeted. Do you know what I mean? There's not. This is extremely difficult market conditions to trade. The only way you were doing this is if you shorted at the top. I mean, shorting right now, you're going to be struggling, right? And notice how NQ is the one continuously leading. It just goes bids, it ticks up the other equities, we see some absorption, and then we go back down. It's a continual setup. It needs to sustain some size, and whoever's absorbing in the offer needs to be pulled. Cool. Show me next month, no problem. No problem. How far is the area you say below that could go? How far is the area you say below that could go to without much effort points wise? Sorry, Jason, do you mean if you're shorting here? Well, the thing is, this thing, honestly, it depends. We've not actually seen a huge amount of selling so far, and it's been relatively two-way. So we're only negative. We'll just round it up. Negative 10k delta in the minute. So if sellers get really aggressive, do we need to first break this 400 lot here at 675? But honestly, right now, in terms of this stopping, this whole area from last week, this has just been reclaimed right now. And the next chunk of volume, we've got a chunk of volume here and a chunk of volume down here. And you can see the bid's just been pulled. There we go. So that 400 lot just absorbed the market and then ticked up. This is the action where it's difficult to short because you need to be in and out as well. You You took a short there, the markets then went down, you know, the guts to 7-8 ticks, and then you're right back up. But then if you notice what's happening is, you know, when the market's doing that for the and it's going bid, right? It's just getting to the levels continuously where you're seeing the offer absorbing, then sellers are hitting into the bid, and then the bid has been pulled. You need to see whoever is currently absorbing on the offer needs to be stopped, to be honest, because the market's never going to go up while that's happening. And you notice once they're actually done, once this offer starts to get pulled, we'll see a retracement. Is what needs to happen. It's hard to time that, of course. So I can see there's 20 people watching, only 8 like the stream. Guys, if you can like the stream for me, a massive help. Doesn't mean a lot to you, but it really helps out the channel. Also click the subscribe button if you're new. I'd appreciate it. You can join the Discord. There should be a link in the description to Discord. If it's not, it's on the channel bio where you can join. See, we're continuously seeing this motion. Again, you know, market does a mini sweep, reverses up 7-8 ticks. Okay, they need to crack this level, and the offer needs to start being pulled for this to go up. NQ is trying, will clear. And now I've seen a tick up in other equities, not huge, but we need to try and break this, you know, 9.5, 9.75 level with some size and sustain it. Let's go down to 1 minute chart and see, but it's not happening, is it? Let's see if we can break and sustain this level. Yeah, this honestly, guys, really difficult market, man. And I'm with you as well, right? I would typically be fading as well. We're just seeing continuous absorption on the offer. It needs to be stopped. Let's see if they can crack this for some size, and they need to break this micro range. But you see the offer has been pulled right now. Let's see if they can continue on. Okay, so some size is coming in. Let's see if we can potentially. The market should not be returning back here if this was to be going bid. There we go. You can notice now the offer's been pulled. Right, it should be cutting through prices and there should be instant reloading on the bid. Right, so it should go offered, reload, and then it should take prices like this. This is better behavior for the bid. If they can crack this level and not do a mini sweep, if we can break this level, then the regain is back on for the previous day low. There we go. Now it needs to sustain and break here. Needs to see absorption on the bid and then continue lifting into the offer. There we go. NQ's helping. Someone is absorbing on the offer here, needs to crack. If they can break this iceberg order, this is going to go. Yeah. And you see what I mean, how you're going to tell this is going to go? Whoever was absorbing here needed to stop. They've now stopped. The bid is now starting to get aggressive. Notice delta's coming in, but the offer has been pulled. Right? That's how you know when this is going to go. But it's hard to exactly pinpoint it, right? Because the market, when the VIX is really low like this, it will go up 4, down 3, up 2, back to entry. It's difficult, right? So it needs to crack this level here, this 15 and a halfs. We've just seen someone take it under contract right there and absorb. NQ's ticking down, so we're now potentially going to see a little mini pullback. It needs to take out this level, this 15 and a halfs, but we're getting the chance for the slight regain. Do you notice that's the difference? There's just no offer there. Do you notice there? There was just no offer. There's not even any buying coming in. They've just turned off the offer. The offer is no longer absorbing, and this is now mooning. There's literally no buying coming in. Well, when I say no buying, there's enough buying, but it's not like it's everyone's aggressively lifting into the offer here. It's just the offer has been pulled. And that's probably, you've got two ways that the market moves, right? The market moves either by aggressive one side action, or the other side is not participating. No, not necessarily, right? So it's hard to stream and do this, but if you want to rewind when the market was going down here, the clue, right, was when I said that the market should not be returning down below here if this is to go bid. And you could see that the offer was starting to be slightly pulled here, right? But then NQ, you need correlations across the board to happen at the same time. NQ is the wild one, so it will typically lead, which brings an uptick in other markets. And then the behavior that you need to be seeing on the bid down here is the market will lift into the offer, right? Okay, offer's either pulled or there's enough size to take the next price. It takes the next price. You then need to see on the bids refreshing of the next price, okay, and then aggressively then taking the next price is what you need to be seeing. And ultimately, if you get in here, your stop's going to be something like, I don't know, 6, 10, 12 ticks, whatever the case, no more than 15. And then that would be it. You then need to just manage it because when you're writing that went really quickly. As I say, it's hard when you're not fully concentrating to notice, but it gives it signs, and your correlations are going to be your friend, right? And notice NQ will be the one that would typically go when it goes aggressively. You see an uptick in ES. When it pulls down, they're all correlated, but more so NQ because it's the one that will typically go, just because it is less size to move it, right? And executing and managing trades is the hard part. You need to come up with the thesis. And you notice there that NQ is just dropping aggressively, and the bid has been pulled. So we'll clear this. Look at the difference. Everything is red for the bid being pulled here. So if NQ can drop more, it will continue. NQ stabilizing, so we're just seeing a little bit of absorption. If sellers now get aggressive, this will go again. Someone is holding this here. So at this 14.25, someone is holding the price continually, and that just refreshes. That you can see when there's a drilling motion in, but it's not breaking that level. So let's see if they're done. So again, holding. Market's ticked up off it. These two prices here, 14.25 and 14.5. And again, we're now seeing a wee bit of two-way action here. This level needs to be cracked. It is. We need to see NQ popping at the same time. But this now looks a little bit more like two-way action here. They need to see some aggression coming in. But there's been absorption on the bid here and an offer here. See, now you've got some two-way, which is not ideal. Does that make sense? That's how you're seeing it? We have, I mean, what was the rotational move there? Like what, 20 ticks or something from here? 25 ticks? Yeah. Notice NQ's going down now. See some size come in. NQ tick up there, so we then pull back to. And as aggressive hitting, this has been held. If this can crack, it's been held again. No problem, buddy. So you can see the drilling in diagonally, right? People were then saying, I'm selling, 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 but then someone is just refreshing the bid or refreshing their orders at that price. So if NQ drops here, you'll see this probably tick down, but then you need to see if they're done in this price, but they're not. Someone is literally absorbing the selling again at this price, which is just a nightmare price action. The last thing you want when you're in this zone is two-way action. You want to see just clean. You want to see, you know, the market dropping. You know, you then going to straight bid without this continuous. So again, same. Still absorbing here. If they can crack this level with size, we should see a, you know, drop down like 3 or 4 ticks. But NQ needs to go. NQ's doing the same. See, they're trying hard here. This should be going. You can see the bid being pulled. They need to get through here. They see they're still absorbing right now. NQ needs to go for this to happen. See, we're not. They're still done. So if you were short here, you now need to thinking, okay, right. If the market was to be absolutely dropping there aggressively, it should be taking that price out easily. But it's not. Now you're back at your entry. Do you know what I mean? It's extremely difficult price action when the market's like this. Long at 14. Where's your stop? I mean, to be honest, I would like to see price not going below 12. You know, like market should really not be going below 12. To be honest, we saw a little mini sweep there, which is good. The offer is now even slightly pulled. Let's see if it can crack. Need NQ to be going as well. Notice the Russell and YM are not really reacting here, which is not good for the long. To be honest, you want to see them all tick up. Stop at 12. Nice. So the theory here should be, right, if this is to be going bid, you know, you've got a slight pullback, we've sort of retested this breakout, the market should not be returning below 12, and then you should be going to try and reclaim the previous day low. Now NQ is having a bid up, which is good. The other markets are slightly ticking, but not massively. Just need to be slightly more cautious. Okay, NQ's trying to break here. Let's change delta and see. There we go. If anyone's got any questions about what they're seeing in the DOM, let me know. It's quite a good point because a little bit more volatility. The last couple of streams it's been dead. Okay, if we can break this level here, then you're on to a winner. Need the NQ to go. The bid offer has been pulled ever so slightly there. NQ's not going. It needs to go. The Russell and YM are just not having it, are they? They're just really not. They've moved like 5-6 ticks, honestly. Which is not great. You know, they should be up here. Like, see if this was booming, right? The Russell and the Dow should be up here. You know, along with NQ, and then ES normally lags ever so slightly just because it's thicker. So NQ again, not going. Honestly, difficult, man. Oh, I honestly swear in trading that there are specific days that you need to make your money, and there's just days where you just need to not lose your arse. To be honest, like that's the job. There we go. You can see NQ going, and everything is slightly ticking up. This is looking better for the bid. But you see the correlations as to what I'm saying. The market moves in tandem with each other, right? When it's out of whack, it should be. So you want to see that the bid's been refreshed, tick up, and aggressively take it, but it's not. We're just seeing this sort of up 3 ticks down to, you know, which means someone is still happy to absorb here. The difference when the price went this way was the offer was pulled. So that's how you get that clean action. So you need to see that been gone. Mm. Honestly, I am not a fan. I prefer balanced days where it's in a sort of decent range. When the market is in just this complete price discovery modes, you know, when you've already traded out this area for 3 days of the week, you know, it's not my favorite price action. So notice we're seeing absorption. You need to crack this level. Someone is just happily, aggressively absorbing. There's an iceberg right at that price, 17s. Someone's just absorbed 500 contracts and right there. So that's the new key point that needs to break. If they can break there aggressively and holds, then we should see the market tick up, which is never great when you're seeing that when it's above the sort of last swing high. Not swing high, sorry. Micro range high, which is never great because that's the type of order flow behavior you want to see at sweep. So notice here these two prices. Let's see if they can crack through it. There we go. Just 100 then just taken straight away, and it's ticked right back down. So there's been 1,000 contracts traded here at these last two prices on the offer. Whatever way this breaks here is going to be one side, because if they do break this iceberg, it should go. NQ's helping, and see everything is now ticking up. So in theory, this should be going now, but you need to see continual aggression, and we can see now the difference in delta. You know, but you'd rather prefer that they were done here, which they're not. So I already took a trade earlier, Vic, and got stopped. It was, I mean, at least it was not a painful one because it was it was over in about 5 seconds. Basically, the initial sweep, I think, of this level was the play, and then I didn't take it by a couple of ticks. market reversed, and then I think I took the next. I was up here, sorry. I need to have a look. This is a 1 minute chart. I think it was this level that was initially hit, and then it went up like 15 ticks. We took the second hit down here, and then we just got initially stopped. So I've missed order flow there. Did that break comfortably? I missed that. But I can see that. What did I say? Did I say it was 17s? Did I say it was 17s that where there was size? What? Can you guys let me know? I can't remember where I'd said there. I think it was 17s. Because I saw 1400. Did that break aggressively? Because I was too busy looking at the top left chart. This is the hard thing about streaming, and so your exit's 18.5. Oh, so you get out. Nice. Nicely done, buddy. That was a good trade. Well done. So guys, if you're just watching the stream and this is your first time, make sure and hit the subscribe button for me and hit the like button. Helps out the channel a ton. I'm just going to zoom in a little and see where we're now at. We'll make this a composite profile now and see. Okay. And typically with these shaped days, it's just tons of liquidation. So timing sales, I actually have timing sales up, but it's hard to have it up for 4 DOMs, right? And typically I've replaced the timing sales with tick strike, just so it lets me know when size is coming into the market, one way or another. But I typically my timing sales is split two ways. I have, one that's non-filtered, do not combine data, and that just lets me know the speed of the tape. And then I have one filtered depending on the market for above a certain size, so I can see when large traders are getting involved. But the trouble is now, with the VIX being so low, there's not a huge amount of size that comes into the market. Like, they split down their orders a lot more. So I would typically filter it by like at least 20. So it depends if you find it valuable. I mean, everything is in a DOM at the end of the day, right? It's just in case you miss it, or where some actual sizes could be in. But now we're just sort of regaining right now, aren't we? So we're going to re-challenge the previous day low. And do you notice now the correlations that's happening? Everything is going bid. That's the type of action you want to be seeing. Is anyone in any other positions? Is anyone getting other questions about what they're seeing at all? We've got about an hour left until the real volume comes in as well. Yeah, exactly. So like Tick Strike, I have it for the big six. For equities, I like to know when size is coming into them, and I can't listen to constant ticking all the time. It drives me bananas. So it depends if I'm trading the first couple of hours, I'll really zone in. I'll have everything going, but I turn it then on after, and especially not having it on a stream because it would drive everyone bonkers. But I find that the audio cues are better for markets that you're not needing to watch. But then my eyes are glued at like ES or whatever market I'm trading, and then I use the audio cues for size coming in or just alerts, for example. So if size is coming in on the buy side to like Apple and Nvidia, you'll probably see NQ bids, which will then tick up ES, for example, or vice versa, you know. But this is the type of behavior you want to be seeing, for the market going bids. All equities moving into all indices, sorry, moving in tandem with each other. Yeah, but with Tick Strike, I mainly use it for correlations. I don't take trades specifically just off it. It's there to assist my order flow reading. And the thing is, when you start watching order flow like this, one of the things you need to consider is, despite the market going, down, right, which it did, how clean is the flow down? Is it this, down three ticks, up three ticks, constant, we're holding it, or is it just clean flow? So we're seeing some selling come in now, a little bit of a pullback. We've seen there's like 1,000 absorbed here. It's a really traded out area as well. And that's all the market's doing, right? It's going from large orders to large orders, and you're just trying to play in between it. And ultimately, for these levels, when the market does do this and you are in these moves, I would typically look to be out if you're somewhat holding it and not just taking 15, 20 ticks. You need to be watching the 50% retracement of these levels and the fact that where the sort of retest of this level is. Like here, you need to be watching, and is that 50%? Not that I'm going to bring out fibs and stuff, but just from eyeballing it for many years, when the market drops off of this, you'll normally expect some sort of 50% retracement. It's just extremely hard, of course, to knife it. Yeah, so I trade treasuries and ES. I trade the 30-year bond and the 10-year ZN and ZB, and then I trade ES. I prefer thicker markets because they're easier to read. And I would say when let me just go back to the 5 minute. I'll show you. I over time make all of my money in, between probably 10 a.m. US to, yeah, to 1 p.m. US. And when let me just this for me is the worst price action ever. Like, if it was like this every day, I wouldn't be trading. This is it. This is not it. This is like the flow was better in pre-market than this. Do you know what I mean? Because if we look at pre-market, pre-market we've had this draw and this was the previous day high. The market went bid up to it, swept it, nice sell off, and then um, we just essentially sold right off. But then the actual low that was first put in, you know, with the break and retest, it then essentially sells off. But you the sweep of the pre-market low here, whereas when it came to regular trading hours, this is selling off now. When it came to regular trading hours, look at this. There was just for like 3 hours there was no movement. It's brutal. So when the market does that in the AM session is the time when you're expecting the the news and the pop. And what's actually interesting is you should note the action. What news was today, right? And what was the action in the morning? So if you build up some data on the price action is garbage on the days where there's big news events later on in the afternoon, you don't trade it, you know, because trading is not only about making money, it's about preserving capital. If you can reduce the days where you lose money, then happy days. That's part of the game. And when the market trades out an area for this, it's going to break one way or another. It's not just going to sit in this range all the time, especially considering that it's been there for 2 days already. And then we've just absolutely sold off. And the question is now going to be, for the last hour of the day, is the market going to go back down and sweep here, or are we going to go back up and reclaim? If the market came back down to this level now, would you take this? For example, if it come down aggressively into this level, is this going to continually sell off in the last hour of the day, for example? How did I learn this? I've been doing this, man, for 9 years. So I've not had any mentors or anything. I've just been learning it through pain. Just, many new keyboards and many new. I've had to buy loads of new mice in my time. uh, so, and obviously you need screen time. I need to trade. I actually think I'm probably just going to stop trading PM sessions, to be honest. Um, because I'm in GMT and it's late, and I can tell you, you need to be absolutely in the zone when you're trading, right? You need to be ready and fresh. And trading after a full day, you need to have like 2-3 hours a day where you're trading and really zone in. And the days where the price action is good is the days you make money. The other days when the market is like this, these are the days where I go to treasuries. I took a couple of stops in here, went to treasuries, and then I probably steamed into this trade earlier because it gave this sweep and went right back up, and I missed it, and I was kind of pissed, to be honest. And then it came back down, and then we get stopped. I need to go through the exact. It was a previous day low level. Where was that? Yeah, yeah, it was here. Is where it happened. So you're looking for shorts all day, then gave up and took the dog out for a walk, and just before, yeah, it's always the same, postman, always the same. I don't even think I took one long trade today. I was fading this. I faded here, I went short, and then I was like, right, this is gonna go, so I added and was looking for the market to go down and sweep the overnight low. I then reversed right back up, so I took a stop there, and I was like, right, I'm done. You know, I'm done. Then we had this dump, of course. I then wasn't looking at ES, and I missed. This to me was the trade of the day. See here, swept overnight low, didn't do it aggressively enough like we're doing right now in the current conditions, and then we went right back up. This was the best opportunity today. I had this marked. So if I go to move, yeah, sorry, move drawing. I had this marked like this. This is perfect. Aggressive into a level, you know, I couldn't see the order flow, but this is precisely it. It's about 3-4 ticks you need to see roughly, and then you want to see price instantly snap back and a stop below the low, and this should be painless. You know, 5 to 10 minutes and you're done. Probably not even that, right? So I missed that. Took a couple of trades in treasuries, but treasuries is really low volatility, so I didn't make that much. And then we had this huge dump off, and then I traded here and was out for 10 tick loss. So you know, red day today. Wow, some rule size coming in now. I was really tempted to short there. Jesus, the bid has just been so pulled there. That's crazy. You guys should rewind that and check the bid. Yeah, I do, Jason. Yeah. The reason looking for shorts is because if I zoom out here, the reason is because when the market just goes straight bid like this and leaves this untested area, the market loves to go down and fill out low volume areas, you know. And my theory is when you spent time like this in in a couple of days, the market can't spend that long um, in a range like that. It has to break out one way or another, right? So my bias is always to go down and fill out the low volume area. Now I typically don't get married to trades or anything, but that was why I was thinking, right, I'm looking to try and see if we can fade an overnight high or anything along those lines. That would be great. um, so that was the reason. You're in GMT, so you get it. It's really hard to get focused. Yeah, 100%, man. That's the thing, right? You know, I've got other businesses as well that I run, and it's it's just difficult, to be honest. Like, you need to be fresh. This is a business, you know. You can't just be walking up all willy nilly and just. You need to be in. This is like a sport, to be honest. You know, this is like a sport, and you need to know your competition. You need to understand what they're doing. And the trouble is, honestly, see when the market's as volatile like this, when you're seeing these ranges wide, you need to be reducing your risk. You know, because they're just hitting it either way. I mean, if we did get this sweep, I would have potentially considered it, but I actually locked myself out after half eight. I've got everything set for no trade window after 8:30 because I have in my time in career trading, the amount of money I've lost in the last half an hour of the day is brutal. But yeah, it's a stressful sport, 100%. But it's the same mindset, right? It's very much like poker. You know, and it's tiring, absorbing all this information. So you need to do it at the correct time when you're fresh, and you know, being in GMT, I actually would quite like to trade the FTSE, but because the FTSE is just not as volatile, is it? It's just not as. Let me quickly check treasuries. Let's see what happened there. See, look at all this action, and then in treasuries, it's not really a lot has happened. You know, much more peaceful market. Completely. Mm-mm-mm. And this is why it depends on your style, right? You know, I like to trade these depending on the day I'm having, especially if I'm having a bad day. I normally trade the treasuries because I can't. You're not going to lose the farm trading treasuries unless you got like 20 contracts. I mean, look at the bid and offer here; it's so thick. Let me just adjust this ever so slightly here. There we are. You know, but I won't go on about that. We'll go back to the action because treasuries is awfully boring. I don't want to bore you guys to tears. So it'll be the one last sweep of the low there, and now we're going bid. Back for the reclaim. So, um, yes, you need volatility to make money. Completely agree. Like, if I go up like this is not volatility, right? This, on the other hand, is too much, in my opinion. You know, this is in volatility for me is just bigger ranges, cleaner prices. Sorry, cleaner price action. You know, um, it's just nicer, bigger ranges. You know, but it's a double-edged sword. When volatility is higher, you need to have wider stops, so you need to adjust your risk for it. But it should just be cleaner action. You know, the ATRs go up and so on. I'm going to remove this rectangle here. It's got no bearing on anything. You know, because when you're just dumping like this, right, straight down, where is it going to stop? You know, the obvious levels were going to be if you got in for the, I think it was here where we had the break and then we had it went up when we had the break of the previous day low. But the hard part is when volatility is really high, they aggressively hit these levels, and it's hard to time. So for me, it's better when there's too much volatility is too much, but then this sort of action at the other extreme is too little. And treasuries move, and it's just sort of cleaner. You don't have in treasuries, for example, you don't have these aggressive moves. It doesn't do this unless there's extremely big news events coming out and data points. It doesn't do this. It's just a completely different market. So it depends. You need to be really aware of the context of the day, where the market's in, note in your journal so that when it comes to these days, so for example, today, I'm just going to say this in GMT, right? I think of what 2 p.m. US. So 2 p.m. US time, FOMC minutes. Um, there was news that came out, I think at 10 a.m. US. Market had no bid and offer, really tight range, extremely chop, right? All the volume was carried out in the PM session. Note that. It's because if you see that 3-4 times, you know, you then start to notice a pattern. Note it. Do you make days when the FOMC release their minutes and also when they have their meetings? Do you make money? If you don't, then take the day off. Seriously. Or trade a different market. You know? You need to start journaling. You need to start looking at your max favorable excursion and your max adverse excursion, which basically tells you when you're in a trade how good are your entries, how far does it go against you before going a profit. You need to be really measuring all this data and take it into consideration. How do you know when in a bigger range and not just part of a bigger move? So it depends on the context for what happened in the pre-market and what's happened so far in the regular trading hours. Do you know what I mean? What's happened in the previous day? That gives you an idea. Because typically what happens, right? If you've got a market like this, the more volume that it trades in such a tight range, the more that it's going to go one way or another, to be honest. Because the people that are wrong have to liquidate. Does that make sense? How do you measure the right volatility like to trade? Is it via the DOM? So no, it's really just, so first off, the VIX, right, is the volatility index. You need to be looking at that. Um, and then how's the previous day? Okay, you're never going to be able to say, right, like tomorrow there's going to be volatility. Also as well, I think the VIX expiration was today, so we've seen tons of movement. But ultimately, you're never going to see it in the DOM. But what typically happens when there's high volatility, you just see the market cutting through prices more, and just the ranges are bigger, so you get a 15 tick move smoother, for example. Because it's difficult, right? I mean, you know, you're going bid here in this pullback, and then it drops more, you're out. You know, you need to have a lot more risk in the table if you're going to hold below here. It's much harder to gauge, to be honest. And that's why for me, I would rather always wait for the sweep and take it where I can have a really defined stop. You know, now it's just chewing through. Let's see if it can continue through and break. We're now about to challenge the previous day low area. What would be crazy is if this market finishes back in the range in the next 30 minutes. That would be hilarious if it does that. Causes all this pain and then finishes, you know, roughly slightly negative in a day, or at least back in the range, right? Because we're really coming to that level now. This is a key level for sellers, honestly. If they don't hold this level, then the bid is still on, you know, because the market can easily overnight just pump 30, 40 ticks because it's really cheap to move price. So we've now just probing there. That's crazy. That's now tons and tons there of just short liquidations as well. Wow. So that huge dump has just been completely regained. Incredible. That was a good move. Are you guys in any positions? Did anyone take that at all? I'm completely done trading for the session, but interesting for a short now to go back down. Interesting. Let's see the VIX spike. The VIX must have spiked here. Let me see. Is this even updating? This can't be the same. I need to check that after the stream. Right to these large orders. Interesting. You're short. Nice. You probably do better just listening to my setup and actually taking the trades that I don't take. Oh God. So obviously you've got quite a bit of risk here, but you know the 29 and a halves, you know, you need ultimately the theory is here that they should not be holding in this range because then it would then essentially mean that this has been completely for nothing. Let's see. You're long. So we've got a battle here, short and long. Flush. How's it going, buddy? Nice of you to join us. You didn't trade. No, you traded the open, but it was tough. With yeah, I mean, today was a rough day, man. Honestly, you either had a great. I think the way it is, you either had a really good day today, or you just didn't. You know, that's typically how it's going. And the second time it came back down. Yeah, exactly. I essentially missed entry by a couple of ticks, and I was discussing where I was going to pull the order or not. And then we took when it came down, we basically entered, we get stopped out, then the reversal happened. We didn't take a huge loss though. We only took 10 ticks. And my theory for that was like, um, if it breaks the low, I'm out. Very simply, it should not have been breaking the low. We had a snap back. You wanted to see an instant bid off of that level. I just didn't get it. Bad execution, to be honest. But that happens. Look, if I can keep losses like that small and only take 10 tick ones, and then when you're right, it's painless. It's exactly where you want to be, man. Let's clear the DOM for you guys. We've got tons of traded areas here. Let's clear them. And then we'll recenter. Let's see if it can go here. Nope. Need NQ to go. NQ is trying. Attempt to have a really tight stop there, just above there. This could potentially be going. Need the bid to be pulled. It depends what you prefer. I mean, if you're NQ, you're clearly a adrenaline junkie. That should ES should be going now with all this ticking down, and an NQ hitting there, but it's now ticking back up with no reaction off ES. It's not great. $20 for the action. Well done, man. Honestly, taking nothing today is great. I think I lost about 400 or something today, but still up for the week. Wish I could take some of the trades back I took today, but that's the way it is. Tomorrow's a new day. It should be going. Let's see if we can break through that level. There we go. That should be going now. Some aggression into the. If we can break this, if NQ drops more, we should see this go. This is gonna go. This is gonna go. NQ needs to hit the bids. They need to clear. Come on, NQ. If NQ can go here, this is gonna go more. No, it's not. Okay, we're trying. Absolutely not. There we go. Do you notice how you can just see when you get an inclination with the correlations here how this is going to go? Do you know what I mean? When you get proficient at this, you should be able to tell when you're getting there, and you should be in your. Do you know what I mean? And then it goes right back down to the previous day low where we're seeing it, and then we tick back up. Yeah, business cost, exactly. Lost 16.5 points today in ES. Trying to think how many I lost. I need to double check. I actually made money in treasuries today. I made about 200-300 in treasuries today, and just did my arse in ES. Thank you. ES is not reacting to the bid here, so if NQ can drop more, we should see this. We could see this go, but it is now. It's reacting. You're always going to see some participation at the low of day. Always going to see it. Here we go. Let's see now. NQ needs to go. Everything is ticking down. So NQ is bidding up, which is dragging ES. Dragging everything, to be honest. Yes. Yes, I do, mate. My fixed loss limit that I take per day is about five. Well, it's not about. It's 500 per day. And the reason being is if I get to that, I'm just not on the day, to be honest. I actually didn't use all my ammo today. Just didn't. Just one of those days. Just didn't. I missed the key trade in ES. Forced one. Traded too many times in the chop at the open. Just one of those days. Preempted the market when I shouldn't be preempting, but it's fine. That's the thing. When you have bad days, as long as it's managed loss, it's fine. Absolutely fine. Yeah, 100%, man. Look, if I it is what it is. Like when you, the one thing I can say is as soon as you are okay with losing and realizing that it's part of the game. My win rate is like 60 to 70%. Um, and on a bad week, on a bad day like this, it's 50, probably less. It happens. See, this is going. See, all the bids have been pulled right now. NQ needs to go. This will continue. They can crack here. Someone is absorbing here. They need to crack this 19 and a halfs. If NQ can hit into the bid. Yeah, exactly. Honestly, this has been a good short. Uh, but I need to learn. I actually think when I'm streaming, it's really difficult to execute and discuss. To be honest, I'm a guy. I can't multitask. Like seriously, I've got a PA at my other business. It's extremely efficient. Like doing admin on trades is really difficult, right? I use software to import them all and then just make a note in my diary like what I've carried out and then I fill it in. But see if I had to fill it all out in Excel, no chance. Absolutely no chance am I doing that. I'm just terrible at admin. But you're absolutely spot on, Mo. Your mental capital is really important. It's really important. Not only if you trade this nonsense up here, you basically get cheesed off, and then you end up losing money and been cheesed off, and then you have to take a break and you miss this. Sad. Okay, so we've got 15 minutes till action. Right, so where do we think we're going to end the day? Because in the next 5 minutes, guys, well, not five, we'll call it 15. It's actually 20 to be exact. By 4 US time, the market is going to go one way or another here, right? So put a H in the chat if you think it's going higher, and an L in the chat if you think it's going lower, just to get a rough consensus of what you guys think in the next 20 minutes. See, I would do a poll, but you know, you just type the letters to get a consensus. If you let me know where you think it's going. Are we going to go back and retest this level, or are we going to go back up and claim the range again? But we did say that this is a really important level, right? And of course, the market, when it's more volatile, aggressively hits it more because people will have the stops above this level. People that shorted would have their stops at this level, so the market takes them and then drops. It happens all the time in just different context. Jason, I'm assuming you meaning they have early summer holidays because markets are not volatile as much. Doldrums. I'm assuming that means holidays, mate. So Postman thinks it's going higher. Alessandro thinks it's going higher. I'm just gonna call you letters, buddy, because your name's letters. Jason thinks it's going lower. Nihon thinks it's going first low then high. Then first high then low. Brian thinks it's going higher. Okay, so we're pretty mixed. Now what would I think? If I think we're going lower. Now, the reason being is it would be, notice the fact that we're getting aggressive selling come in, but 20 minutes that can be completely reversed. Um, Yeah, I would like to think, for the sake of tomorrow being a better day, that we're not going to go back into this range. I would much prefer that, to be honest. So I would like to see it go lower. We trade out this area down here more, and then ultimately we're then going to use this as some sort of support and trade out more here. So the market really has to trade out and accept, this area here. Um, so yeah. Did I place any shorts? I did. Placed a lot of them at the wrong time. Placed a lot of them at the wrong time today. At the open, was expecting some movement, at least a sweep of overnight low, um, and just got chopped up. When I say I got chopped up, I maybe took 3 attempts at it or something. Okay, notes if NQ can go here, this should go. NQ, if NQ can drop a little bit more, let's recenter. Okay, NQ's really going. This is actually quite good price action now. It's a shame. Wow. NQ is wild. There we go. There's the volume coming in. Let me clear the DOM and you guys can watch this. This is wild, this volume. Okay, so let's see what they're going to do. Are they go down and sweep? Would I take this sweep if it was the normal, say if this was normal market hours? I actually locked myself out after 4:30 p.m. US, but I would probably look at taking this. If you guys are new to the stream, because I see some new faces in here, unless you've been lurking, hit the like button and subscribe for me. That would be much appreciated. And also, guys, if you want to show some extra support to the channel, there's a link to buy me a coffee if you would like to subscribe to that. You don't need to, but it would be a massive help. Keeps me motivated to continue to put the content out for you. So let's see what they can do. Are they going to hit this down? Still, no. I locked myself out after 8:30 p.m. Like it's a no trade window. I've done that for a long time, so I can't actually take any trades right now. But I would. The shorts are looking nice to go down the sweep here. So notice it's just at the low day, but let's just drop this here and see what happens when the market gets down to roughly this area to see if we're going to sweep it. But as I said, the general consensus is the market needs to fill out this area. And to be honest, mate, 100 more to spend. Oh, it's not even 10 ticks. I've traded NQ before, but the trouble is, man, I would need to adjust the DOM because having it as one tick is just too much. I mean, it's wild. Look at the action on it. It's just moved 10 ticks at the blink of an eye. It's crazy. I couldn't. It would give me a heart attack trading that. And that's why I think honestly, see when you see some streamers and they have NQ up and they have a DOM, there's a lot of streamers that have that up and you don't even look at it. They don't even. They literally, a lot of people have the DOM up because they think it looks cool. You know. I mean, NQ is definitely the catalyst. You notice how it drags everything up all the time. See if they can break this order here. Absolutely smash right through it. They're absorbing above. Let's see. So now we've not really did too much. Thanks. What is your intended risk to reward when you trade? I'm assuming higher stops as trades are supposed to be green quickly. Exactly. Really good point, mate. So the risk to reward, I'm not really a massive risk to reward guy. Now I'm not saying you have a negative risk to reward. I think you focus more on profit factor and your expectancy rather than risk to reward. Because people that focus on risk to reward, they get in a trade, the trade is not going their way, and then they instantly say, I can't get out of this now because I need a mandatory 1-to-1 or 1-to-5, 1-to-2 or something. Do you know what I mean? That's just not how order flow works. If you were short here, you're currently wrong. There's no point of just holding it because do you know what I'm saying? Then you're just guessing. Order flow gives you the time where the market's going to aggressively bid right now. You were short here, you're wrong. Get out. There's no point. There's no point of then just holding, right? So you don't need to take full stops. It's better to have dynamic risk to reward than it is a fixed RR. So that's my piece on that. But in essence, when you get in right trades, you should, some of my trades when I'm taking them, right, I'm not getting a tick of drawdown when I'm on the ball. Wow, this is going nuts now as well. There's, jeez, there's not even been one. It's not very often you see that in ES. Not one order was traded through this price. Not one, right here. And he said you love NQ, and imagine I'm trading open only. Yeah, you can compress NQ to 4 ticks. The only thing with I've not done enough messing around with it for Sierra, but when you compress it, you need to adjust this, and then it kind of looks a little bit easier to read just because it's not as bouncy. That's the hard part about NQ. It's aggressive in the eyes. I'd be extremely surprised if we don't go back down and touch this area here. But look at the aggressive size coming in. So everyone is correct that we said it was going lower and then higher, so well done. 4 minutes left till all the action. NQ's ticking down. See if you get pulled back slightly in ES. ES is just ignoring it. And everything is ticking higher, so it looks like we're still going bid. You started watching Dom just because I thought it would keep you awake rather than staring at candles. Right, so all the action is going to come in the next 4 minutes, guys. So we'll see what's going to happen. If you guys are new to the stream, we cover this every time, but the volume that comes in the next 4 minutes is crazy. The DOMs will be they'll be lighting up like Christmas trees in a second. It's why I'm out by now, because like there's no chance. It's just too quick. We're not well, I'm not quick enough for that anyway. Long 14, scale at 27. Nice, good trade. We're now at this level again, so if we can break here and then close above, we're just going to end up back in the range, which is interesting. And then the theory is this has just been a massive gather of volume down here. So we're trying. Notice they're engineering liquidity now. There's not been a lot flashing on the DOM, by the way, if you guys have noticed that, but there's not been a lot flashing. We're now seeing that now. No, there's absolutely no chance. Right, there's 2 minutes left. You need to remind me to clear it. That's why they're getting all their orders out, because they'll need to start closing positions one way or another. Notice with these large moves, check open interest tomorrow to see how much was pulled or added. Gives you an idea of the rough trend when you are breaking like this, right? It depends if it closes or not. Okay, let's clear. Let's clear this and see. Okay, so 1 minute till the volume. It's basically the time where the algorithms start closing off all their positions. It's always going to come in a minute, and you'll see. Wait to see the volume pick up like clockwork. We'll see it's 25 seconds that it comes in. It happens for about 3 minutes where the market goes nuts. We'll clear so you can quickly see when the volume picks up. But watch, thousands of contracts will trade, and it will come in 10 seconds. It's happening right now, to be honest, but there's going to be more than this. Here we go. Look at this now. It's crazy. We'll recenter. There's thousands and thousands of contracts trading. I'll just let you guys watch it, but it's crazy. We're just completely taken right back into the range. Unbelievable. And then they literally just switch it off like that, and then it ticks right back. NQ is actually back at the at the point of control. What the hell? Honestly, that's a really good trade, Mo. Well done, buddy. Yes, well done, guys. And this is precisely why you don't preempt. 50% of us were right and 50% of us were wrong, which truly means no one has any clue. It's just a guess, right? And that's where with order flow, you're not guessing. You're getting to know that second what is more than likely going to happen than not, right? When it's advantageous. Now executing is a different scenario, you know. But well done, Mo, for the great trade. But you guys see that there? It's just so much volume. There's 3,000 contracts executed here, 2,000, you know, crazy. In that 1 minute, there's more contracts executed in that 1 minute than there is like the whole of pre-market. it's madness. So I hope you guys actually did okay in the stream. If people traded, they made money. If so, you've done well and you've had a much more successful day than me. So we'll probably give it to 10 past or so, guys, and we'll see. But I would like to ultimately see where this is gonna close. But the volume's gonna die in the next 7 minutes or so. This is pretty much where we're gonna end, literally back in the range. Nicely done, Mo. I hope you guys have really enjoyed the stream. Exactly, Alessandro. Back in the, we're literally right back in the range. Unbelievable, honestly. Crazy. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Enjoyed the stream. If you want to join the Discord and you're not part of it already, make sure and join. There should be a link in the bio of the YouTube channel, and should actually maybe be in the description of this video. If anyone wants to support the channel a little bit extra, I'll pop a link in right now for you, where this is a link to the coffee. It's a link to coffee if you want to show some extra support. You're not obligated, of course, to do so, but it really keeps me motivated to continue to do this. Um, but we'll be bringing out some more content over the next couple of days. We're going to do another series of some extra stuff for the DOM. We're probably going to do something about journaling and where we specifically look for sweeps to happen. But I've opened up a part on the Discord channel where people can put the suggestions. So if people can vote in there, and then we can look to get certain things uh, in the front of the roadmap for the videos that are coming out. Because ultimately, I want to have this as an autonomous community where everyone gets to, you know, we're all part of a team here, right? So you guys can let me know what you're wanting to see, and we can all discuss it, and we try and grow together. You know, we've got a nice community now, which is fantastic, of like-minded order flow traders, which is great, and I hopefully can shorten some people's learning curve. Um, you know, with just the experience and pain that I've went through in the markets. So hopefully you guys can learn from that and take some precedence from it for your trading. That would be good. But I'll probably be chilling in the I'll be chilling in the Discord for a little while. So if you guys have got any questions, if you want to have the DOM set up like how you see in the video, make sure and check out the tutorial playlist. And we can run through everything there. If you get any questions or you just want the chart books, hit me up in Discord and I can send them across to you. I'm not precious, it will save you the time. If you're new to Sierra, there's a link in the description to go and try out the software. You don't need to put any credit card information in or whatever. You can just get delayed data for a couple of weeks and try it out, and I can send you the chart books. But if anyone does anyone get any last questions, guys? And well, Nvidia is one of the big boys now, to be honest. So It probably makes up, I don't know, 5-6% of the market. Yeah, roughly. Nvidia makes up market cap wise about 5%, give or take. So it will cause a move, but this is already what's happening. To be honest, the market's just pricing this in. One stock is not going to completely move the market. It'll, what it will do is it will drive price to key inflection points. Is typically what it'll do. But good question, no postman. I don't think it can have that much bearing. I'll have a bearing, of course, in Nvidia, but also I'm an AMD guy as well. So I will see you guys tomorrow. We should be on roughly about the same time. I'll try not potato the scheduling tomorrow, but it should be about 1:30, 2 p.m. New York session or US. I'll be on, and we can hang out again. But if you guys have got any questions in the meantime, feel free to comment on the videos or join the Discord. Okay, but we'll see you all. We'll see you all tomorrow, guys. You have a great evening and stay green. Peace, everyone.